Good morning, everyone. This is Mark Leibovit from VRTrader.com, and we're looking at the Esignal order page for my volume reversal indicator at VRTrader.com. This is a tutorial. We're going to look at Avon products and how I use the volume reversal. To bring you up to speed a little bit, if you're not familiar, there are three versions of the volume reversal: sequential, directional, and 2-day. We use sequential on these videos. I use them personally. I like to see all positive VRs, which is what the sequential offers. The directional filters out repetitive VRs and provides a stop. And there's another version, the 2-day, which also provides a stop. It's based on the premise that following a positive or negative VR, you tend to get movement in the direction of that VR for a couple trading days, so you're signaled to get out by the second day. Now, I should say when I say day, I'm actually referring to a bar. Could be 5 minutes, could be a week, monthly, any time frame that you choose. I'm pretty partial to the daily. So the power of having the indicator on eSignal or any platform is that you can change those time frames. But over the years, I've used it on a daily basis. Here's the homepage of VRTrader.com. If you go there and you look at add-ons on the top of the screen, there's a drop-down menu, and then you can see the option to sign up for eSignal, which you have to do directly on my website versus other platforms where you can order on those platforms. You have to go directly to us. As a reminder, I do host a Wall Street Raw radio program weekly on the Genesis Communication Network. That's gcnlive.com, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern. It is archived there at gcnlive.com, also on iTunes, and it's also rebroadcast on a couple terrestrial radio stations, most notably KFNN 1510 Phoenix. So I want to bring that to your attention. Jumping to the chart, here's Avon on the daily basis, and it's been uptrending here since the beginning of August. What I generally do, if you're familiar with these videos, I have this 533 stochastic, which I like to see rising when there's a positive VR, and I like to see declining, like over here, when a negative VR, so sort of confirming momentum. And the premise, of course, is that when you're taking the positive VR here, you're using it both on an intermediate basis if you think it's under accumulation and you're breaking out of moving averages, but primarily for a couple-day trade, which is how I use the VR, and that's how we try to focus on these videos, basically as a tool, and you can decide what time frame you can use them in. We'll show you a weekly chart in just a moment. So basically, you get a positive VRs like we did here in July. We have a rising 533 stochastic, so that confirms the uptrend, and you can decide you're out after 2 days or you wait a little bit more. Obviously, there was a modest profit here, but a bigger one after this VR, where the 2-day would have participate in this big gap move here. There are a couple negative VRs along the way, but primarily it's positive, and you can see we have some nice correlation and follow through following the positive VR. In fact, there was one posted this past Friday. So in theory, with the stochastic now turning up, we should see some follow through here. And if you're trading, you have to use a little common sense. I like positive VRs coming off bottoms and negative VRs off little tops after you're rallying for a while. So just putting that all together, here's a 50-day moving average and a 200-day here on the screen. Let's flip to the weekly chart to take a look at what Avon is telling us there. Well, this is your 50 week and that's your 200 week, and you can see here accumulation taking place, positive VR, multi-week rising 533 stochastic, another positive VR, rising stochastic, positive VR, rising stochastic. We did get a negative VR here, and there was a downtrending stochastic, so this would have gotten you out if you were using the weekly chart. I tend to focus on the daily charts, but when you take out a peak like you did here, that would invalidate the negative VR. Basically, you had a high here, sellers came off the top, but we came right back through it. So that would tell me this might have been just an aberration or tied to the overall market. And also, you're looking at where the stock is relative to where it's been. I mean, the stock was much, much higher. Let's go just snoop around here a little bit. Let's go look at the monthly chart. So we're looking here way back in 2008, $45 stock that got down to $2. So on a monthly basis, in fact, what's interesting here, we got a positive ER in the monthly charts too. That's encouraging. But you can see as it was coming down, negative ERs even on the monthly charts, telling you it was under distribution, and we're finally getting a positive. So this is a pretty interesting little stock. I'm not saying you're going to make a lot of money on it, but who knows? It was a $40 stock, and for a $2 stock to get back up to 7, 8, or even 10 or or 12 is not unreasonable. So I think that's something you should take a look at. Signing off, Mark Leibovit at vrtrader.com. Thank you. We'll speak to you on our next recording.